I'm new to Forza, and something's pushing me away from the community, and I thought I'd share that before. Some of you pick up an Xbox One for Forza Horizon 2, you pick up an Xbox randomly, you know, you already have an Xbox and you're just waiting to pick up Forza, anything like that. I just want to let you know exactly what this community is like when it comes to drifting. So, when it comes to circuit racing, I've never seen any issues. That's pretty much feels like Gran Turismo, except obviously the game's completely different, the handling's more fun because it's more arcade than it is full-on simulation like Gran Turismo. And you can tune cars visually, you can add on body parts, you can add your own vinyls, make up your own sponsorships and put them on the side of your car. It's just a lot of fun to be had with just the customization in this game and the handling and the open lobbies and the game modes. And it's just it's a great game. It's a lot of fun if you're looking for a good racing game. But if you're into drifting, you might want to be cautious here. And if you're into rear-wheel drive drifting and you're one of the people that really insult every other type of drifter, I hate you. I hate you. You have made this game hell for me, and it's actually made me get to a point in where I'm considering trading in my Xbox One. I've considered it, and I've owned it for a month or two. I've considered it. Because people are pushing me to the point where I just don't want to play the game anymore. I want to provide content to, help people, inform people, entertain people on this game, and people insult it, and people insult my driving skills, and people insult all this. I never had this with Gran Turismo. I never had this with Need for Speed. Never had it with The Crew. Never had it with anything until Forza. Why? I don't freaking know. And it's pissing me off to the point where I don't want to play this game anymore. So, to give you a basic idea, Gran Turismo 6, I started to drift. I learned to drift. I drifted a rear-wheel drive, SLS, played online, was a lot of fun. Nobody ever insulted anyone for driving what the hell they want. You could go onto a drift lobby and drive a Red Bull X1 and nobody would give a shit. Because you looked good drifting it. You couldn't drift that car, but it was good to see someone try. It was fun. And you join a lobby on here, and people will insult you for driving an all-wheel drive car. They'll call you a shit driver, you can't drive, learn to drive, you're a faggot, oh look at this noob. All this stuff for driving an all-wheel drive car. And in Gran Turismo, I would have turned my head and be like, whoa, that guy's drifting all-wheel drive car, that's different. If I was driving a front-wheel drive car, I'd be like, whoa, that wouldn't be... I wouldn't think of that would have been possible at the time. Like, I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool. And on multiple occasions, I've seen even YouTubers really insult people that prefer to drive other drivetrain types. And that annoys me because some people fight for wanting kind of a great community in this game, and then some of them kind of just I don't know, they make it hell for the people that want a better community, that want a fun game. Because Forza is a solid game, is a fun game, it's a lot of damn fun. But when you add in the fact that you get insulted for driving a certain car, it takes the bloody piss, takes the biscuit, and it pushes me away from playing this game. So, recent example, during a live stream, there's an open lobby for Forza, I get locked out of a lobby for Forza, and, for having an all-wheel drive car. Basically, I selected my car, and then they changed it, because they didn't want me to drive all-wheel drive cars, which I can understand if it was a competition event, if it was points-based, if it was for money on the game, I could understand. But it wasn't. It was tandem drifting. It's made for fun. It's made for looking good. It's made for having a good time with people that you know can drift. And if I've had all my experience in all-wheel drive drifting, straight away, what's the first thing I'm going to do? I'm going to say, can you put all-wheel drive drifting back on because they turned it off? And they say, no, I'm not going to put it on. So I'm like, okay, that's fine, whatever. I'll just use a rear-wheel drive car. I'm not as good with rear-wheel drive because I don't get as smooth lines. It's not as fun to me. But I'm happy to just go by the rules for this lobby and hope that they'll change it in the next few. They don't. But what came after me asking is I was insulted. I was insulted for not being able to drive. I'm a cunt, I'm an asshole, I'm a little bitch that can't drift, all this sort of stuff because I asked them to turn on, the all-wheel drive option. Stop disabling all-wheel drive because I like to drive all-wheel drive cars. And that's what annoyed me most. If you don't like people driving all-wheel drive cars in your own lobbies, sure, whatever, turn it off. Okay, I don't care. But when you instantly insult me for driving a different car, and you try and prove to me that power sliding is not drifting, it's power sliding, I'm just gonna laugh at you and find you a joke and find you as the fucking cancer of the community. I'm not, like, seriously. What the fuck? So, do you want me to look on Wikipedia for you? I've got it up ready waiting for you. So, what is drifting? Let's have a look. Drifting is a driving technique where the driver intentionally oversteers, causing loss of traction in the rear or all tyres. That's a good definition, right? Let's search power sliding. So what do we got for power sliding? Power slide driving, a throttle-on induced oversteer, initiating a drift by applying the throttle in a turn enough to make the car's rear wheels break traction and slide out. So basically, it's drifting. Power sliding is drifting, but with an all-wheel drive car. And you lock me out of lobbies, you call me a bitch, you insult me because I like to drive a different type of car. We can argue all day, which is harder, which is easier, which is not as good, which is, you know, whatever. But to me, this is how it is. I don't give a fuck. You are drifting, so should I say, because it's fun. You are tandem drifting because it's fun. And you lock someone out because they prefer to drive a certain type of car, because they find a car more fun. Do you see what you're doing here? You're being hypocritical, fucking idiotic, stupid, and childish. You know, it's... Why? I don't understand this. Because Forza is such an open game that allows you to swap the drivetrain out of a car and put in a different one. I can get a front-wheel drive car and make it all-wheel drive and have a blast with it. But I go online, I'm insulted because I did that. I'm insulted for doing something the game lets me do. I don't get it. Like, it's really making me consider selling my Xbox, packing it away, never uploading content on it, being done with Horizon 2 and never touching it again. You know, it's really doing that because I never had anything like this in Need for Speed. You would make jokes about somebody that drove a Veyron. If they constantly took you out, yeah, they're an arsehole. They choose the fastest car and they just try and take people down. That's completely different. Because you're not being insulted for doing something for fun in a car that you drive for fun and a game that you play for fun. Are you, like, brains of 2-year-olds? I swear to fucking God. Like, you can drive rear-wheel drive all you like. I prefer all-wheel drive. It's different because rear-wheel drive, you have to be twitchy. You have to be, controlling of where the car is moving, right? All-wheel drive, you have to be in control of keeping the car sideways rather than it straightening out. And you have to stop it also pulling forward towards the wall. There are difficulties with both types of drifting. Front-wheel drive, I've never really experienced it, so I can't say, but I know it's going to have its difficulties. Because I'm not a little twat that wants to ruin someone's fucking day because they like to drive a different car. It's worse than the console war. I'm not even kidding. Like, I've never seen someone say... Yeah, you see someone say, oh, the Xbox One is worse than the PS4, and then somebody cries about it and stuff. Like, I'm okay with that. I can deal with that. But if you're insulting people because they prefer different types of car, what is wrong with you? You're making the game worse. Like, you're making it very bad to play, not enjoyable by anybody. It's not cool, and it needs to stop, please. Like, really, I don't, some days I want to upload Forza, and I think, and I'm like, do I want to? Do I really want to? To get some arsehole that wants to say, that's not drifting, that's power sliding, learn to drive, misleading title. It's fucking drifting all-wheel drive cars, it's the same concept. Power sliding is an all freaking throttle-on induced oversteer, or a drift. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. What? Why? I paid for this console. I paid for Xbox Live. I paid for all this stuff to have fun, not be insulted. Man, I'm just hoping to God that, you know, Project Cars is as good as I hope it is, because that's where I'm going to stay if it is. I honestly am. I'm going to stay with Project Cars, The Crew, and Drive Club on my PlayStation 4 until Gran Turismo comes out, and then I'm going to Gran Turismo. And if Forza, if I think it's worth picking up, I'll pick it up. But I don't know at this point. It's really stressing me out and getting on my nerves, and I just don't know. And I just want to hear your thoughts on it, and you know, maybe share the video with a fool that thinks rear-wheel drive drifting is the only drifting that you should do, because that person needs to wake the fuck up and stop being a 2-year-old. Anyway, hopefully you figured out what I was trying to say today. Hopefully you found this video helpful in some way. And please just respect other drivers. They like the same motorsport as you. They like cars. They like the Xbox. They like everything that you like. The only difference is they like a different type of handling car, and they can still do the same as you, but it'll look a bit different, but they enjoy it. Let them enjoy what they enjoy. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Peace.